SML is such a just it's such a funny thing to me. Not just because of the show itself, but also because just how he got to here, right? There's so much just random layers of lore and tidbits, and it's so interesting to me, right? I mean, Logan 30 Acres 30, um, 31 making these videos. I mean, no shade, right? Whatever gives you the bag, but I think that's that's pretty insane, you know? Um kind of, it's amazing, but it's also kind of insane. Like he's 30, It makes me wonder when he's going to quit. Like is 40 going to be the limit, or like when, how when's it time to just stop, Um Probably not for a while, but that's something. Um and I also wanted to talk about this sudden resurgence with SML, which, let me explain, right? So SML has always been a pretty popular thing. I mean, it's a very childhood, kind of like attachment thing for me. And I still watch the SML. Um, I don't know why. It's it's so weird. It's like a weird half joke kind of way. Like I don't take SML seriously. It's SML, right? And sure, I'm literally about to graduate. I'm gonna graduate high school, and I'm watching SML as a grown man. But I don't care. You know, SML's funny. um, but Friday Night Funkin' got their hands on, or not even Friday Night Funkin'. SML Wiki is a thing. It's this website. If you're watching this, you probably know what SML Wiki is, but if you don't, whatever. SML Wiki, it's a horror site, which making SML horror, that's like the funniest thing ever. Um, the creator is, I'm pretty sure, pretty aware of how ridiculous it is of a concept to turn SML into horror, but I weirdly love it. It's so weird. Like I like SML Wiki just because of how ridiculous it is. I love horror that's just clearly like parody or just so ridiculous it's like kind of good in a weird way. I love parody horror or jokey horror, comedy horror, that sort of thing. I weirdly love SML Wiki, right? But then a Friday Night Funkin' fan got their hands on SML Wiki, and they created this thing called what Athos, Jeffy's Endless Athos, I think it's called, and um, that spawned a lot of attention, a lot of attention actually. Um, which what's kind of crazy to me is some people didn't know what SML was before that mod, which is that's insane to me, right? You know, I mean, I'm all for it. I'm I welcome these new fans with open arms, right? You know, it's just really funny to think about that this huge new wave of fans, this just weird new era just came along, right? For SML. Um, you've got this in Jeffy's Endless Athos. There's does evil. I think it's does evil thing. No, it's does evil things guy, which is based off this really old SML video called The Secret Door, which stars Does Bad Things Guy, and the Friday Night Funkin' version is called Does Evil Things Guy. Um, but I got a lot of people talking about, oh, we want the door, we want the Secret Door Part 2, come on, and we got it. Um, which is pretty crazy. Um, I don't know. I just feel like we're in this weird new-ish era to SML. I don't know how to explain it. This I don't know. It's I'm probably just rambling like a crazed madman, and I'm not really talking about anything, but I feel like with Jeffy's Endless Athos, it kind of spawned this new weird era of fans with SML. Um, it's really interesting to me. Um, and really random. I see a lot of people complain that they wish that they could go back to the plushies. And I for one don't agree. I can't watch an SML video I can't go watch like an old SML video and see the plushies and be like, I'm gonna sit through this. You know, for some reason, I just it's I'm already used to the puppets. I'm so used to the puppets, and I think the puppets are way cooler than the original plushies, which might sound crazy to some people, right? But I think having original like designs and characters definitely helps like SML as a brand almost. I think original, it's separate from Mario, and I think that's way better than what came before. Again, probably a crazy take, but I just that's how I personally see it. I mean, I'm not super like my childhood. I'm not like I wasn't there for Stupid Adventures and whatnot. I think I was Stupid Dumb Adventures. I think I was like my first SML video was like Jeffy's Bully or something. I think it was like an old one. It wasn't that old. Um, and I actually got into SML because of this guy named Charmex, who now goes by Slim Cut music. He makes music. He's really cool. I don't know if you guys know who Charmex is, but if you're not aware, he is here and he's back. Um, but yeah, I got introduced to SML because of him. I was watching his reaction videos. And yeah, I think my first video was Jeffy's Bully. Um, if not that, then no, I'm so sure it was Jeffy's Bully. Of course, I looked into the older videos after that, but yeah, I'm not super attached to the plushies. Of course, for a while it was like, oh man, this sucks. They got sued and whatnot. A lot of people think that the suing, like the cease and desist, was fake. I don't think so. I don't see why they would like fake something like that. They're deleting like such a huge channel. Um, I personally don't think it was fake. Um, of course, I feel like they have the opportunity to make merch with their original characters and designs, and I guess that's why some people think that it's it was planned so they can make even more money. But I don't think it was planned. I think the cease and desist was real. Um, but I think it definitely benefited them overall. I love Marvin. I love your boy Dougie. Braxton, that's such a stupid name, but I love it. Rose, I mean, yeah. I don't know. Um, I guess I'm gonna end this off on what I want to see in the future for SML. I guess. I know I just said that SML is just this huge joke and I don't take it seriously, which I really don't. Um, but I weirdly like SML when it gets a little dark, which sounds so silly. Like for example, Jeffy's whole lore with his parents, that's a side to the SML world, and then you've got some really dark episode where like Phoebe, like Jeffy's sister, gets like uh you know uh assaulted by some other guy. It's so I weirdly like this when SML is edgy, and of course I'm always gonna see it as like not serious and just like a comedy show, but I do like when SML can be serious at times. I think it's really fun to see how they take those sort of stories. And so I'm so down to see like more serious stuff, more lore with Jeffy. Um, I'd love to see maybe some lore with Marvin or Rose. I do wonder like, is Rose still considered like a galaxy goddess or whatever it's called in the Mario world? I don't know. Um, just because it's like it got reset almost, but like did when they were plushies, did those events did they happen, or is it like a separate continuity now? You know, again, it's not that deep, right? I'm talking about continuity, and it's SML. It's not that deep. Who cares? But again, I'd love to see lore regarding. We got so much Brooklyn guy lore, like with these stupid animated stories. We got tons of Brooklyn guy lore. But I'd love to see some lore with Marvin. We've got a good amount of lore with Jeffy. Would like some lore with Marvin. I'd love to see something with Rose. Um, the only thing we really know about the most lore we have for Rose is the fact that she's like with so many guys. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see more like more continuity relevant videos. Um, of course, SML will always be episodic, but I do love when they have these storylines like Chef PP Quits or Jeffy Ball Z or Squid Game, um, or the FNAF series. I love when the SML videos are split through series, and I think they should do more of those. I don't know. I find those way more fun. Um, to kind of sink my teeth into. I'd love some kind of remaster to the Luigi's Mansion videos. I'm pretty sure there's like a Luigi's Mansion series. I don't. I mean, I guess they have like what is it, Lewis? Um, I don't know. I feel like they could take their chances. I mean, they seem like they have this joke where they're like thin like line of like copyright and nah. And so I'd love to see them try Lewis's Mansion or maybe something. I don't know. Whatever. The point is, I want to see more continuity relevant videos where there's it's like a part one, a part two, a part three, right? But um, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about SML. I guess I just wanted to ramble. Uh, yeah, I don't really know how to end this. I'm not the greatest at outros. I mean, hold on. I got this thing. If say bye, I don't know. It's a little bug. Have a good day. I don't know how to